Sage 50 companies have 2 fiscal years open at any given time, with each year typically holding 12 accounting periods for a total of 24 periods. Additionally, the fiscal year structure in most companies matches the calendar year. As you use the program, you will eventually come to a point where you will run out of currently available open accounting periods. In order to continue posting transactions in a new fiscal year, you will first need to close the older of the 2 open fiscal years. Typically, you will want to do this when the current period approaches the last 3 open periods of the current fiscal year. To close the first of your 2 open fiscal years, access the System Navigation Center, and in the Data Maintenance section, click Run Year-End Wizard now. The Year-End Wizard welcome page will display, informing you of the current open fiscal and payroll tax years. Click Next. The Close option page displays. If the fiscal year matches the calendar year, which in turn matches the payroll tax year, you will want to close both the fiscal and payroll tax years together, even if you do not process payroll in the program. Depending on your current accounting period and how your fiscal and payroll tax years are structured, not all of these options may be available. The program will always allow you to close only the appropriate year or years based on your accounting structure, so do not be concerned if all close options are not available to you at one time. Click Next. You may also receive a message indicating that there are unprinted items that exist in the fiscal year that you are closing, which may include sales invoices, payments or payroll checks, and 1099 forms. Sage 50 considers an invoice saved without an invoice number or a payment saved without a check number as unprinted. You may wish to review these items by canceling the Year-End Wizard at this point. Let's click Next. You may wish to print out all or some of the reports listed by marking or unmarking the checkboxes next to each report. You can click Check All to select all of the reports, and click Check None to deselect all of the reports. Click Next. The Internal Accounting Review step displays. At the end of each accounting period, you are given the option to run the Internal Accounting Review to locate common transaction mistakes. This is an optional step. If you choose to run the Internal Accounting Review at this time, you will then need to restart the Year-End Wizard. Click Next. The Backup Company Data page displays. Making a backup of company data is a required step when closing the fiscal year. The next button will remain inactive until a backup has been performed. Click Backup. The Backup Company Options window displays. It's generally a good rule of thumb to also back up archives and attachments at this time. Click Backup. You may want to name this backup in such a way that you can easily identify it as a year-end backup. Because this backup is the last data set with the year being closed still open, it's highly recommended that you keep this backup safe. You may want to make multiple copies of it and store it off-site with other important backups. Let's save the backup. After the backup file process completes, the Next button is now available. Click Next. If you are using Sage 50 Premium or Quantum, you will also have the option of making an archive company that contains the information in a read-only state for the fiscal year that you are closing. This is an optional step. The new Open Fiscal Years window displays, which shows the additional 12 periods for the upcoming fiscal year. The end date of the accounting periods can be modified, but you cannot change the fiscal year start date or the number of periods in the fiscal year. Click Next. The Confirm Year-End Close window displays, informing you of the fiscal and payroll tax years that will be closed. In addition, you will be informed of the 2 open fiscal years that will be open after the Year-End Wizard is complete. Click Next. The Begin Close Year Process window displays. You can uncheck the data verification option on this window. Doing so will speed up the closing process. Click Begin Close to close the year. The unattended portion of the year-end closing process will begin, providing you with a completion status bar. This process may take a while to complete. When finished, the Year-End Wizard Congratulations page displays. This page confirms that the older fiscal and payroll year has been closed and that a new fiscal year has been opened. Click Finish. You can verify your new open accounting periods by clicking the Change Accounting Period navigation aid on the main window. You can now begin entering transactions in the new open fiscal year. It is recommended that you now make an additional post-close backup. Thank you for taking this Anytime Learning topic. For information on additional training options available, visit us at sageu.com.